Hi there, my name's Hayley Richardson. I'm a health and wellness coach and also a blog coach to health specialists, healers, and yoga teachers. So today I just wanted to have a little chat to you about my experience at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, also known as IIN. As I'm sure that there are so many of you out there who have heard of IIN and may be curious about enrolling, or you might be sitting on the fence because you just don't have that little bit of extra information that you want to help you make that decision. So yeah, I wanted to share a little bit about my experiences and hopefully help you to come to that decision for yourself, whether it is right or not for you. So basically, my experience with IIN started in July of 2013. I took on the health coach training course without really any expectations. I didn't know what to expect from it, but I knew that I wanted to start a blog and I wanted to basically start my own business and change my lifestyle and my life. So everything about it. I wanted to get healthier and happier. So that was kind of what drew me to IIN in the first place. Now, I know that a lot of people aren't actually really sure about what the course covers, and it can be a little bit ambiguous. So that's what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today. So what you can expect when you study at IIN, but also, a few of the other unexpected and surprising outcomes that might pop up for you as a result. So, as you might have already guessed, my experience with IIN has been overwhelmingly positive, and it is something that I do proudly and happily recommend to other people. So it still may not be the course for you, but I do hope that by sharing this information, it does kind of help you come to that decision. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the dietary theories. So obviously, being the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, you can expect an element of food and nutrition to be covered in the course content. So it actually surprised me that, IIN isn't actually all about the food, which some people, and I think maybe in the public eye it might be perceived to be. That being said, there is a really big element and emphasis on food and dietary theories while you're studying at IIN. So the food component, basically food, IIN has a theory or a concept called primary foods and secondary foods. So primary foods are actually not food at all. So they are your physical activity, your relationships, your career, and your spiritual practice. And those are actually, the four main elements that can fuel a happy and healthy person. And then the food that we actually eat is actually called secondary foods. So that's a really interesting kind of concept and a really different way of looking at things, and it's kind of the foundation for, I suppose, a massive mindset shift that is likely to take place as you study further down in the course. So when we're talking about secondary food, that is the nutrition part, and IIN talk about and educate you on more than 100 dietary theories throughout the course of the health coach training program. So basically, as you are going through and you're learning about all of these different dietary theories, you hear from different experts, and it really, I suppose, encourages you to start to think a little more critically about food and diets and realize that there really are so many different options out there, and what it all comes down to. Another IIN kind of coined concept is bioindividuality, which basically means that, no one diet is perfect for everybody, because we are all so different. We are all as unique as a fingerprint. And, what I need to fuel my body is going to be very different to the person next to me. And I think, we have to all start to understand that a little bit better and respect that a little bit better too. So that was really a fantastic eye-opener, studying and learning about all of the different dietary theories. And I suppose, one of the things that Joshua Rosenthal, the director of the school, jokes about at the beginning of the course is that you probably will find yourself trying a range of different ways of eating throughout your year at IIN. And, while I didn't try out heaps of different ways of eating, I definitely tried out a few, and it did help me come to understand what kinds of foods are actually right for me and which ones aren't so great for me. So I'm really grateful for that, because I am now finally kind of easing into a way of eating that is really supporting and nourishing to my body. And surprisingly, I suppose it's very different to how I had been eating when I first started the course. So yeah, that's just a little snapshot into the food side of things at IIN. So next, I suppose I'll talk a little bit about the secondary foods. So as I mentioned before, career, relationships, physical activity, and spiritual practice. So these are also four massive concepts that IIN kind of talks about, I suppose, throughout the content of the course. And I think that this is where the course can be incredibly beneficial to so many people, because the way that we're conditioned to think about health is that health is purely about, the food that we eat and, going on diets, and that is just so not true. So, a really healthy person is somebody who is also incredibly happy with their life and their lifestyle. And that really does start in, what you do for work. If you're working in a career that is nourishing for you and your soul and makes you happy, something that you can turn up to every day and be, full of beans and excited to do. When I started at IIN, I wasn't. So that kind of helped me to understand that there was a lot more exploring that I could do in terms of my career. Relationships, the relationships with your partner, but also your friends, family, and healing relationships that might be broken or damaged. Learning to come to a place where you can kind of put the past behind you and really start to build on and focus on flourishing relationships into the future. Physical activity, I suppose, is a bit self-explanatory, but again, really similar to diets, is that physical activity, again, not the same kind of physical activity is going to be the best for everybody. Some people are really going to thrive on regular yoga, whereas other people might really thrive doing, high intensity aerobic classes a couple of times a week. So I suppose there's a lot that we are still yet to understand in terms of exercise and what works for us. And it's fantastic to also get that kind of perspective and start to think about things a little bit differently and see what, changes you could make in your own lifestyle so that your exercise routine fuels you rather than drains you. The last, is spiritual practice, which I have talked a little bit about before on my blog and previously in the written version of this blog post. So that was something that really surprised me when I started studying at IIN. Spirituality was always something that I just sort of dismissed as a bit strange and, I don't know, just something that I always thought wasn't for me. I wasn't really raised in a religious household, and kind of faith or religion or spirituality was just something that I thought was really strange and odd. However, after studying at IIN, my spiritual practice has become such a massive part of my life, and I kind of, I've finally sort of started to realize that it's okay and it's actually a wonderful thing to have faith in something bigger than yourself, whether that be a religion-based faith or, faith in the universe. There are so many different beliefs that you can kind of adopt, but they basically releasing, fear from your life and learning to embrace more happiness. That's, in a nutshell, what it has meant to me. And it has been a massive part of my life and will continue to do so, into the future now. Probably one of the things that I am most grateful for of all, learning about spirituality in IIN. So yeah, that's primary foods and secondary foods that are a major component of the course content. I also wanted to talk about, friendships, because one of the fantastic things about studying at IIN is that when you graduate, and even while you were still studying, you become part of this massive global network of students who are all in this amazing course to change their lives for the better. And you have, endless opportunities to make friends all around the world, meet potential future collaborators who you could potentially be doing business with in the future, but also access to people who are out there and already doing the things that you want to do, and you can use them as fuel and inspiration to keep you going and pursuing your own dreams. So I think without a doubt, that network, which is, by the way, growing in Australia at an exponential rate at the moment. It's amazing. There are so many Australian and Kiwi students studying at IIN, and so we're just so lucky to have access to this massive group of fellow students. So yeah, I've personally made so many friends through the IIN course who I am really, really grateful for. I've also met so many people who inspire me to keep going and keep following my dreams, and also, you know, people who have helped me along the way in my business journey as well. So in that respect, I don't know, it makes such a difference, you know, when you are wanting to start a business and you just have that network, because you quickly realize that you can't do it alone, and it is so much more fun and incredible and just an amazing experience to have all of these people around you as well. So even if you decide that IIN isn't the course for you, but you want to go ahead and start to take on some kind of course and start to follow your dreams, it just makes life so much more fun and incredible, and the whole journey so much more pleasurable if you take a course that has a great network of students who are just as enthusiastic and passionate about yourself. So that's something else that I really truly value about studying at IIN. So that, in a nutshell, I'll leave it there for today. That is 3 key points about studying this course from my experience. I've often said to so many people, you know, I really believe that this course should be put into schools, or, you know, should just become some kind of mandatory life course, because I think if more and more people were to do this course, we would have a far happier and healthier world. And it really does have the potential to truly transform your life and to help you to transform the lives of others. Without doubt, I highly recommend, if you are sitting on the fence, you're not too sure, you have absolutely nothing to lose by doing this course. And I just hope that if you do take it, that you throw yourself into it 100%, do it passionately, and make the most of the experience. Because yeah, I don't know, I don't even have any words. It's just, yeah, it was I'm just so grateful to have done IIN. If you have any specific questions about the course that you would like to know, you're still a little bit unsure, or if there's something that you'd like to clear up before you go ahead and enroll, feel free to email me. I'm more than happy for you to send me an email to info, INFO, with the @ symbol, hayleyrich.com. So HAYLEYRICH.com. And I'll happily take your questions. Similarly, if you are interested in enrolling, if you know this is the course for you, send me an email with your details and I can put you in contact with IIN. You will get a discount on your tuition fees if you enroll through me. For full transparency, I also then get a small cash reward for referring you on. I just wanted to be clear and transparent about that, but if you do mention my name or another ambassador's name, it doesn't have to be mine. If somebody else has really inspired you to enroll at IIN, feel free to go ahead and mention their name instead. But just know that if you do mention my name or someone else's, that you will get that discount on your tuition. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope that you got a lot out of it. I hope that it might have answered a few questions for you that were maybe unanswered at this particular stage, or I hope that it has clarified whether the course is or isn't the right one for you. And if it is the right one, I really hope that it has inspired you to enroll and start to, you know, take control of your dreams and change your life for the better. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like to stick around and watch some more videos, and subscribe to my mailing list on my website so you'll get a free little ebook called The Game Changer, and I hope that you really enjoy it. Please do stay in touch, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks.